Alright, well, greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host. This is for the weekend beginning the 25th of September 2020. So what do we got going on today? Well, you know, it's really a relief from what we were in last spring, early summer, when we were in Kalsarpa Yoga, and all the planets are in one side of the chart. Now all the planets are mostly in different signs, except this weekend we've got this cluster something or other of Capricorn planets here. The Moon, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter. So let's talk Moon. First of all, Moon should be in the lunar mansion known as Uttara Ashada at some point today, which is ruled by the Sun. And one of its symbols are like the planks of a bed. And it's overall considered to be a pretty good nakshatra. And that's where Saturn is, and that's where the planets are. And in some ways it's like we're in this mini Saturn sate today, that we're dealing with Saturn conjoined the Moon, and you know, we might feel emotionally restricted in some way, and so it's important to kind of like work on getting ourselves in our hearts. Well, what's the big news this week? Well, on Thursday, I think at 2:30, or maybe it's a little bit later, yeah, at 2:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have a full moon, October 1st, in Aries in Western astrology, in the constellation of Pisces, in Vedic sidereal astrology, in the lunar mansion or nakshatra known as Adhirbunya. Well, no, that's a ruling deity. It's known as Uttara Bhadrapada or Uttara Bhadra. So Uttara Bhadra is ruled by Saturn. And Uttara Bhadra's ruling deity is Adhirbunya, which is the serpent of the deep. And one of the symbols is the the two faces. Like they could be twins, they could be like in theater, the happy face and the sad face. They can be the face peering over your past life while you're heading into a new life, because this is the end of the funeral pyre. You know, and it's like, Lord knows here on the West Coast we do not need any more combustion than we've had. This has been like the roughest late summer, early fall I think I've ever seen, and you know, we're all praying for rain and that we get over it here. Maybe the serpent of the deep will bring some cosmic waters down and give us some kind of relief, because that would be super sweet with the full moon in sidereal Pisces or in Aries. In Western astrology, it's going to be there with Mars, folks. I mean, this is a violent moon, you know, and you know, I'd be really careful today and tomorrow as far as Thursday and Friday go, as far as this upcoming Thursday and Friday, October 1st and 2nd. It's kind of a danger Will Robinson, just keep everything on a more chill vibe, and everything will be good. But beyond all that, let's just do it here, sign by sign, your horoscope, starting with you, Aries. So, greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So I didn't mention much about Mars retrograde, so let's talk about Mars retrograde for a little bit. So Mars is in your first house, and Mars is, you know, energizing things. So Aries people, especially if you're born, say like April 6th, 17th, I mean, or even anyone born even as early as the 13th through the 19th, you're feeling very independent, you're feeling very charged, but you're looking within, you know, because Mars is retrograde. But some people say when Mars is retrograde, it's a lazy Mars. I mean, Mars in Aries can never be lazy, especially when it's in Aries in both Vedic and Western. What I see in it is that we're in this place where we really need healing, because it's in this Ashvini nakshatra. And so it's stalled out in Ashvini, you know, which is Ketu ruled. And what's Ketu, south node of the moon, says, oh, we got to be spiritual. We've got to look at our past lives. We've got to see our roots. But with Ashvini, there's an urgency. It's the celestial healers and physicians, and they're like, we need to come through right now. And the other thing, you know, in Western astrology, we'd look at is, you know, Saturn is squaring Mars. So Saturn's the other malefic, you know, and it restricts us. and we want to break out, we want freedom. But that freedom comes from within. You see, when Mars is retrograde, this is like a lot of people that teach yoga, yogis, spiritual masters, they have Mars retrograde. It's one of the least common retrograde planets to go. It's one of the least common phenomena of Mars is when Mars goes retrograde. I mean, I think Venus might be a little bit more uncommon, but it's pretty uncommon. They're both, and so instead of attacking others, we look at ourselves, and so it can bring a lot of enlightenment, this Mars in Aries retrograde right now. And you've got a lot of career challenges right now, whether you're in a job, if you're a first responder, or somebody works in a grocery store, or even out here some restaurants are opening up and stuff. There's a lot of challenges right now. There's a lot on your plate, and you have to deal with the truth and work with it. There's a lot of things are going to be opening up, and you've got to be ready to know how to deal with that. And you're in a mood for romance and love, too. I want to say that, yes. All right, here we go. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, I mean, we wish the excitement would end in some ways, I mean, this is not fun. Now, what I see for you is that you're on this higher path of wisdom right now. And this weekend, you're willing to devote a little more of yourself to this higher path of wisdom. And Jupiter's direct. And you know what else happened this week is Saturn went direct. Saturn's going direct actually on Tuesday. So, this conflict of not being able to reach goals or things not available, that's going to loosen up a little bit. Goals and court systems and other things that were less than functional are going to start to function. But, there's a little bit of sorrow along with this functionality that we're dealing with. Mercury's moved over to your 7th house, so you're really more of a sweet talker than ever, Taurus. You're able to seal the deal, write a contract, get it done. Venus is now in your 5th house, so you're enjoying more creative vibe, creative love, creative experience for yourself. Things could end up getting really excited. Now Mars, although it's retrograde in the 12th house, it's not doing anything except, if you become a prayer warrior and do more meditation or climb mountains in the wilderness for spiritual renewal. Those things could work right now. Alright, so we go out of Taurus into Gemini. So greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So now Mercury's hanging out in your 6th house. Mercury and Scorpio. So it's really a time to work on health issues, fortify your health. Work on your relationship with your coworkers and make it a happier coworker relationship. So everyone's working together, everyone's being happy together. Happy together. Imagine me and you. I do. I don't want to do a lounge version of that song. That would be horrific. It would be a nightmare. I mean, we're looking at this weekend, Gemini. There's a lot of transformation. There's a lot of stuff in your 8th house. So I would just say, stay home. Take it easy. Try not to blame anybody, because this is a place where other people have the power. And so if you can just okay, let's see what, we're going to let you have some free reign. We're going to see what you can do with that. And then we'll figure out after that whether that worked or not. That would be the best strategy right now. Neptune on the midheaven. Trying to make a higher aesthetic in the workplace, really trying to do something that's spiritually meaningful for you. Venus in your 4th house, you're concerned with your heart, with love and personal happiness now, and that you want that to be okay, even though it isn't always okay. I mean, Sun in the 5th house right now, though, there's something about you that's able to be a better leader, a better parent, a better teacher than usual. And, even Mars retrograde, there's part of you that wants to get the party started, or you're planning a party for when social distancing ends and people can hang out with each other and feel happy. And so, but you've got the North Node is actually moving. It's going to eventually, I mean, it's probably still in your first house, but in the sidereal system, it's about to move into Taurus. And the other part, the South Node, is going to be in Scorpio, and they like it there. And so, something good is about to happen. I just want to say that. We could really use something good happening. Alright, so, greetings Cancer, welcome to your horoscope. Well, this is an interesting position here because we've got all these planets in your 7th house, a house of contracts, a house of relationships, house of diplomacy, house of open enemies, sometimes referred to as. And I could see that, you know, it's like the sunset house. It's a Maraca house, is what we'd say in Vedic astrology. And in some ways in Western astrology, my view of it in the tropical zodiac is that the 7th house is sort of like the eye of the hurricane. It's like there's so much storm from the other houses, those more malefic houses, the 6th, 8th, and 12th, you know, and since the 7th's between the 6th and the 8th, it's like, oh, this is the relief between all this stuff I have to do. Get healthy. Respect other people's power, you know. But here, I could just groove with somebody and just relax with them. I mean, that seems nice. And that's what I'm hoping Cancer's able to do, is groove with somebody, relax with them. Feel good in this situation. You're in your heart space more. You know, Sun's in the 4th house. You're thinking about your mother, thinking about your ancestors. You're thinking about your house, your fixed assets. Those type of things are sort of important. They're part of the agenda. And then we've got this full moon. This full moon in your midheaven with Mars in Aries on Thursday. And it's like, if there's going to be a blow up, it's going to happen in the workplace, okay? And it's part of your karma, it's okay. You're going to deal with it. You're going to be successful. You'll put it out. And everybody can like go, ah, just breathe a sigh of relief. That's all we want. Just to go, ah, and breathe a sigh of relief. Alright, so, greetings Leo. And welcome to your horoscope. So yeah. Leo is up next, and what do you say about this? I mean, Libra time, it's not a great time for Leo in a sense in that it's debilitated sun. It's dark now, you know, it's getting dark, and the sun likes to shine with light. You know, that light is truth. Venus, you know, there's a little bit of sleight of hand, there's a little bit of deception that goes with Venus. I mean, Venus is, you know, Lord of the Asuras, or sometimes referred to as Lord of the Demons, so there's some questionable activity that happens in the Venus-ruled signs. That's Taurus and Libra, but I'd say especially Libra, because it's windy, wind, air. But, you know, here we look at Leo right now, and it's like, be loving and kind to your brothers and sisters. Be loving and kind to your neighbors. You know, like sometimes Leo can seem too hot, you know, because it's the sun. And so there's this intensity. And, but you're a good sweet talker right now with Venus in the 2nd house. I mean, you get kind of tempted to eat a lot of sweets. It's probably good to back off of that. And, you know, it's easy to want to spend money right now. Mercury in the 4th house in Scorpio, you're not like shooting off your mouth. You're really thinking more like, wow, there's a deeper meaning to this. There's history. And then there's like some health issues too. I mean, if you're anybody who's lived, if you're anywhere on the West Coast, anywhere near the fires, you're probably having, you know, some amount of headache, lung issues, other things that you experienced during that time. And so, you know, for Leo people, that's like a place where they could be suffering. Mars in Aries is doing good for you. You know, I'd say overall it's motivating you to seek your spiritual self. If you're older and you have grandchildren, to be a better grandparent. You know, you're still searching the spiritual mysteries with Neptune in the 8th. And the workplace is just all technologically dominated because of COVID and other things. And you're hoping to have a happier social life and a happier life for your kids. And I think that's just a general gist of it. I mean, this full moon coming up is going to be a doozy, so you might travel. You might actually get off on it. It might be good for you. Okay, greetings Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, you're looking good, you know. Venus is in your first house now, so that's nice. You got just like a little bit hotter, you know. Yeah, that's right. You got a little hotter. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a debilitated Venus. So the thing is, find the right way to compliment people. Find the right way to be good to others, you know. Giving flowers or plants in people's houses to clean up the air. This is good. Little things like that, you know, good wellness things, supplements and whatnot. This can help too. Yeah, and now the sun's in the second house, so there's more of a source of income. Like if you have a little side business, Virgo, your side business is kicking ass right now. Mercury's in the third house. Your communication is better than usual. You're on top of your game. And even this weekend with Moon, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn all in the fifth house, it's like, wow, we're finding out the truth of love, what limits love, how we can transform our love, how we can be more loving, how we can be with better parents to our kids. We want a spiritual relationship with somebody. There's Neptune in the seventh house. And then there's Mars over there in the eighth house. We want more intense, dynamic, lusty affairs. And we also see everyone else trying to grab the power, and part of us is like, boring, let them do it. And then we've got Uranus in the ninth house. So, you know, we're excited about the spiritual truths we're learning. You know, it's helping us in our career and our karma. Well, hello Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. And by the way, I want to say happy birthday to you. And so if there's any other Libras out there having birthdays this week, may they be happy and blessed. I want to give a birthday shout out to my friend Teresa Lowing, who I think is turning 53 on the 27th, and some of my other friends out there, Jada White, who I think is turning 43 on the 26th, I believe, and my sister-in-law in Tijuana, Maya, is also turning 53 as well. I believe either on the 25th or 27th. I think it's probably the 25th today, so good stuff is happening, you know, and it's like Mars is in your seventh house, so it's kind of like you're willing to be diplomatic, you're willing to be a peaceful warrior, you're willing to tame the beast, so to speak. Mercury's in your second house. You've got thoughtful, wise things to say right now. Venus is in your 12th house. It's like, well, there's pleasures of the bed, but maybe I have a blind spot, you know. It kind of helps to have a blind spot in love, and since Venus is exalted in Pisces anyhow, you know, Venus transiting in 12th house, you might be having the best deal with Venus and Virgo of anybody. You know, you might be getting the better end of it. So, and then there's all these planets this weekend in the fourth house. So this is kind of like a staycation or a family reunion, getting together, your mom, your dad, parents, older relatives, all of that. All right. Well, greetings Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So where's Mars? Mars is in the sixth house. Mars is like, the sixth house is a gymnasium. You get Mars there, it's great. So if only you could breathe, you'd be getting in shape right now. But you're being at least vigilant about your health. Like, okay, I'm going to take chlorella. I'm going to, you know, or cilantro. I'm going to flush out heavy metals out of my body, you know, during this time period. I'm going to get my immune system in great shape so that, you know, the threat of COVID, it won't be as big to me. Start running, swimming, bike riding, getting yourself moving. Venus in The 11th house. There might be like older women that want to help you and be your benefactors. Help you right now. And, you know, also you get a little flirty at parties and kind of have fun. I mean, anything can happen. You know, Mercury's in your first house, so you got great ideas right now. Uranus is on the other side of that, in your 7th house. So, you know, an unconventional relationship could happen. It could spring up very easily. I mean, you're really good at poetry, writing, doing artwork right now this weekend with all these planets in Capricorn. It'd be really good to work on projects. And you're good at extending your spiritual values to your children. And I think good things are happening. You just have to stay on it and work on it right now. All right. Greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, what I'm seeing with you is this could be a weekend that makes money for you. You know, I mean, we've got all these planets in Capricorn in your 2nd house. Finances, issues involving family, issues involving maybe your teeth, your neck, lower jaw, maybe even just a new pair of glasses, anything. That could happen. Anyhow, we've got Mercury's floating around your 12th house. A lot of times we get messages and dreams when Mercury's transiting our 12th house. Look at that. Venus is in your midheaven. It's a good time to show your creative ability at work. You know, working alone on creative projects is very good at this time. Doing things to, you know, help your kids shake off energy. You know, you might have to have a dance party inside your house with your kids. That might help a lot. And you're also north and south node. You know, south node. You're really relying on past life karma to get you through in this time, which is fine and all. Okay. Well. Greetings, Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, you're the star of the show. I mean, Libra only has a sun in Libra right now. You've got most of the planets. You got most of the grahas. You got most of the energy grabbing you, and really, you've been sort of the key player of 2020. So, and what do we want to do with this? You know, it's like accept that there is a miracle within you that's working, and accept that now that Saturn is going direct, as of Tuesday, that what you've been really striving to make happen is about to happen. And, you know, Venus has a good relationship with Saturn, so even though Venus is debilitated in Virgo, it's going to work with creating a beauty that's lasting in your life right now. And we want that. We need that. Your home situation's a little less stable with Mars here, and you're internalizing that. You're trying to find out, how do I stabilize it? What do I do with my fixed assets? Am I ready to sell this yet or no? You know, that kind of thing's going on. And, you know, helping your kids, if you have children, you're helping them with your technical learning, but you're in the brink of having a social life. You're also, like, maybe due for a promotion at work, so. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay, so, greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. What do you say about all these Capricorn planets? They're in your 12th house, so once again, this is a year where you're dealing with so much karma, you're like, please shut down the karma for a little while. I just want to breathe and take a break. But no. But there is a way out. I would say saying mantras and prayers and really consciously doing it with a fervent heart and spirit, you're going to see something change. We've got the sun in the 9th house. So actually this is kind of a lucky time of year for you. You're just like, God, I could use some luck right now. Yeah, I get it. You know, your sun's hemmed in by Mercury and Venus, so in a way it's like you're being both intelligent and you're being kind. You know, and so it's like you aren't going anywhere without being intelligent or kind right now. That's your business. That's what you need to do, and that's how we're going to fix this whole thing. You know, try not to be too aggressive in speech now and stuff like that. Okay. We're wrapping it up here with Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Libra time can definitely be intense. I mean, you could, you know, eat the wrong thing and feel like you got poisoned. It feels like other people have the power. You're kind of dealing with, you know, maybe like some past life karma or something that you don't even understand, but it might be a little bit difficult. It's just important not to blame people. You also have a lot of friends right now. Yeah. There's a lot of friends that want to help Pisces with Moon, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter in your 11th house. So there is some good fortune, and it's like all the wisdom you have, you're about to put it to work. You're about to use it, and relationships are improving. Venus is in your 7th house, so the love thing is becoming more attractive. You just don't want to fly off the handle and say anything mean with Mars in your 2nd house and Uranus in the 3rd house, because I know you like to shock people, and things aren't that grounded in your workplace or at home, and so you just got to make the best of it. And you know, even with the full moon can bring you money. So thanks for being here. KozMcKev, Cosmic Forecast, Planetary Persuader. Like, share, ring the bell. We'll do it again next week.